everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's pick a card reading, our topic is, what is your greatest strength? Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you directly to your reading. Pile number 1, this is your strength card from the Afro Goddess Tarot. And you have the Opalite stone. Pile number 2, you have the Strength card from the Unfolding Path Tarot. And you also have the Citrine stone. Pile number 3, you have this Strength card from the Light Seers Tarot. And you have the Zebra Agate stone. Okay, please take as long as you need to choose your card or cards, and I will see you in your readings. Hello, pile number 1. You have the Opalite stone, and you also have this Strength card from the Afro Goddess Tarot deck. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back in your tarot deck so that it's in there when we look at your tarot cards, and we're going to start with your oracle cards. Okay, Spirit, we are asking for pile number 1. What is pile number 1's greatest strength? Pile number 1's greatest strength. Stillness. What I get from this card is that you're really good at using your intuition to figure out what your next move will be. You kind of take the time, you slow down. I feel when I look at this dragon here, this dragon looks very peaceful and comfortable. So I feel like you are really good at slowing down, taking time to figure out what is my next move, what do I need to do? Where do I want to go? Where do I need to be to pursue my goals? I also feel with the water here that you're really good at taking time out for yourself when you need to heal from something. So I feel like you're not afraid to tell people, no, I can't go out tonight. I can't go out this weekend. Whether or not you have an explanation, you know, that's probably dependent on more specifics of who we're looking at. But I feel generally like you understand what you need. You are very in tune with your feelings. And also I feel like if you're in a situation that's not working for you, you will want to extract yourself from that situation as quickly as possible, because this just seems to be such a peaceful, loving, kind, gentle dragon. And also with the crystals here, it's like you not only want your body, your physical health, your mental health, you want all of those things to be peaceful and calm, but you also want your environment to be peaceful and calm. So I feel like if you are ever in a relationship or ever in a job situation that was really chaotic, I feel like that just would not work for you. So I feel like if you were in that type of situation, you would kind of take the time once you're home or once you take some time to yourself. I feel like you would really take the time to figure out, okay, this isn't working for me. What are the steps I can take to fix this situation? Instead of kind of panicking or feeling like you're stuck and there's nothing that you can do, I feel like you would actually take action to kind of fix that situation. Okay, and then we have independence. Yes, I really can totally see how this card fits in with what I just said, because I feel like you're fine being on your own. And that doesn't mean that you don't like other people. Not that you don't like to be around other people, but you might be an introvert, which gives you that kind of sense of independence and doing your own thing. And like I said, not being afraid to say, no, I don't feel like going out today. I don't feel like going out this weekend. I need time to myself. I need time to regroup. And I feel like also you want to do what you want to do. So if you have some kind of wild dream or something a goal that you want to pursue, I feel like you have a very strong sense of knowing who you are, of knowing what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and then pursuing your goals from that standpoint, and not really caring if somebody else understands your thought process, not caring if somebody else understands your goals and why you're driven to pursue something in particular. I feel like if you want to do something, you're going to do it. But I feel like before you make a move on something, one of your great strengths is that you take time to think about things before you make a very direct action toward a certain goal. So you might even be someone who kind of plans something out, who has it something step by step by step. And then as you take a step forward, you seem to be the type of person that might kind of stop and evaluate things along the way. So that's what I see so far. Let's look at your other oracle cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 1? What is pile number 1's greatest strength? Initiation. This really makes me think, again, kind of going along with what we said here, is that you really take the time before you start something to make sure that you've cleared your energy from a prior situation. You make sure that you've healed any past wounds or any kind of just eliminated anyone else's energy also that may have been attached to you. I feel you're a pretty grounded person, and you really work to stay grounded as well before you take action. Again, this reminds me of when I was saying that you might have a step-by-step plan, and when you get to each step as you're going along this plan, it's like each step you think of as a new step, which it is, but it's like you really evaluate things. You make sure you're on the right path. You kind of do a checks and balances inventory of things and how everything's going. So that's what I see so far. What else can you tell us for pile number 1? Oops, okay, this one definitely wanted to come out. Let's see. Thirst. Ooh. So with thirst, that makes me think that you have a lot of goals and you're not afraid to pursue them. Like you know what you want to do. And again, other people aren't going to understand your vision. Some people don't think that the desert is a beautiful place. Some people think it's desolate, it's lonely, and they don't really like it. It's too hot. But that's where I see one of your strengths coming through, is that you don't see it that way. You see this as a great opportunity. You are thirsty, and because there isn't a lot of water in the desert, that makes you very, very strong and very independent. And it makes you make sure that you have a solid plan before taking action, because you might have even come from an environment that lacked certain things that may have kept other people from pursuing their goals. But it's almost like you kind of thrive on figuring out how to make things work with limited resources, is what I'm seeing here. So let's go ahead now and look at your tarot cards and see what else we can find out. What else can you tell us for pile number 1? What is pile number 1's greatest strength? The Goddess of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Well, this again goes along with what I was saying, how you have a lot of big goals. You're independent. You know what you want, and you're not afraid to get what you want. And you're not afraid to take the time to get there. The Pentacles are a slower moving suit in the tarot deck. So you're not afraid of goals that will take a long time to accomplish. You're not afraid of having a great vision. You seem to thrive on accomplishing goals and taking note of, each step, as I mentioned earlier, each step that you go. I feel like you take one step. When you get to step number 2, you're going to kind of look back and say, wow, look at how far I've come. I may only be on step number 2, but let me tell you, I made it to step number 2. And that's more than I can say for other people who didn't even want to try what I've started. We have the World card. Yeah, you're not afraid of change. I feel like now you might get a little nervous about change, but you're not afraid of change. Some people, when they think of change, they just lock up and they can't really move forward. But I feel like you get excited with change. You like to dream big, do big. You might even be someone who travels a lot, someone who's very independent, who is not afraid of doing things on their own, including traveling. And you really thrive on kind of creating your own world and being a strong, independent person, and just really thriving on, I feel like you're somebody who might have several different careers in your life, or someone who's always striving for the next thing. So somebody who might get to the top of, if you work in a company, you might get to the top of that company, and then you want to go to a different company, which is still kind of in your same field, but it's presenting you new challenges. And you want to kind of get to the top of that company, or you want to restructure pieces of that company, or maybe you own your own company and you keep wanting to, and you are successful at breaking into new markets, or, something like that. I feel like you're not afraid of challenges at all. The Goddess of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. I feel like your happiness is very, very important to you. And this again comes back to, you are not afraid to take the time to be still, to evaluate things, to think, am I happy here? If I'm not happy here, I need to move on. And how do I do that? And also, you're one who needs success in your life. You need to have a sense of fulfillment. You need to be moving. Now, you don't have to be in constant motion, but I feel like one of your great strengths in this life is achieving those goals and then achieving the next goal. I feel like you're never going to stop with kind of a list or a mental list of goals that you want to achieve in your life. So that's what I see here. But I also see with this card, I also get that feeling of you kind of sitting back, taking a moment to reflect on how far you've come in your life, and then saying, okay, what's next? What am I going to conquer next? Okay, then we have the Emperor. Yes, you are such this takes me back to you accomplish one goal and you say, oh, that was so fun. Now what? And again, here, especially with this card, this particular Emperor card in this deck, it's like sitting and thinking. Like I said earlier, you're not afraid of stillness. That's one of your strengths, is thinking, planning, writing things down. I feel like you really get inside your mind, inside your head, and you start developing the next plan, the next goal, the next thing that you want to achieve. And then you put it on paper or in the computer, and then you start to develop these plans, and then it's like a very methodical step-by-step process. And I feel like you've done that several times in your life, or you will be doing that several times in your life, kind of always reinventing yourself or your career, or Maybe you're somebody who likes to move around a lot. Maybe you could be like a travel blogger, or, you know, something to do with your career involves travel, or you might move from place to place a lot. And of course, that's not going to be for all of you watching, but, you know, that's kind of like an example of the energy that I'm feeling. It's always like moving to that next thing, that next exciting thing. Okay, what else do we have? The Two of Cups. Yeah. You really have this great ability to, first of all, like be in the right place at the right time, but also you have an ability to meet the right people, an ability to connect with people, finding people who will complement what it is that you're doing. So I feel like this is friends, family, possibly relationships, but I feel like you're so independent. I feel like you would need to, in a relationship, be with somebody who's as free-spirited as you are, somebody who is kind of on that same level as you. Otherwise it won't work, because someone might be intimidated by your ambitions. So, and this is just kind of a brief little thing that I'm seeing here about relationships for you. So we'll see if anything else comes up with relationships. But aside from that part, with the Two of Cups, like I said, you have this ability to kind of draw people into your life, to draw situations into your life, whatever you need. The ability that you have to sit still, to think about things, to really plan things and manifest what you want. It's like you're a magnet for these perfect pairings in your life. So let's say that you are traveling somewhere and you are looking for a guide. Let's say you're going out of the country and you're looking for kind of a guide or somebody who can show you the ropes, who can drive you around or something like that. You have this great ability to meet the right people at the right time. Or if you own a company, you're really, really, really good at attracting the right applicants. And also you're really good at reading people so that you can kind of create this amazing team around you. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. So with the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack, when you could be lacking something in your life, but there's a solution right there. You just need to look for it, right? So with this card, in the way that this person is reaching up on the fence here toward these pentacles, I feel like nothing will really keep you down. I feel like you're the type of person who, if we just look at this part of the card, who may have hardships or who may think that, remember earlier in the reading, I said something about, I'm pretty sure I said this out loud because it was in my mind, and sometimes I get so much stuff coming into my mind at once that sometimes I think I say stuff and I don't, but I'm pretty sure I did. So where I feel like you're the type of person who may have come from an environment where maybe you didn't have everything handed to you, or you didn't necessarily, where other people may have thought like, oh, well, I can't do that. And you were like, well, why not? I can. You know what I mean? So that kind of thought, and it's interesting that I said that because this card really kind of expresses what I was trying to say with that. So here, where other people may see a lack in an environment, you don't see that. You see opportunity. So you are never held back by circumstances or situations, or like, I feel like you're the type of person that, let's say that you were working for a company and that company closed down. I feel like you're the type of person that would say, oh, well, that's very stressful, but let me be still for a minute. Let me gather my thoughts. Let me heal the stress of the situation. and then let me see how I can turn this into an opportunity. Does that make sense? So that's kind of what I was seeing, where other people would be so stressed out by the situation that they can't even think straight. So if your company closes down, this other person is absolutely freaking out. They can't even, they're just not even functioning at this point. But you're like, no, let me think about this. I'm going to figure it out. And that's what we have here with the Five of Pentacles. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, I love this card right after the Five of Pentacles. So this is Nova and the universe. And so what this means is that no matter what happens, you're going to figure it out. You're going to find a way to work through it. You're going to find a way to literally turn things into gold. Any situation that you have, it's like your ability to not be consumed by potential negative influences or energies in a situation. You have this ability to kind of metaphorically extract yourself from the situation and say, okay, that happened. There's nothing I can do about it. It happened, but now what? And I think that's where it might have been this card when I was talking about how you see things differently. When you are placed in a situation where other people see lack and they kind of panic, you get thirsty and you say, that's okay. I'm still going to make my dreams happen. And that's what I'm seeing with this card, the universe. Nothing's going to hold you back from your dreams. Nothing. Then we have the Two of Wands. Yes. I love how your cards are lining up. So the Two of Wands it can mean a couple different things. But to me in this reading, what I'm seeing here is that you know the expression, or I don't know if everybody knows it, but there's an expression, the world is your oyster, and that's what we have here. So that means like you can create your own world. You can create what you want. You can make your dreams come true. All you have to do is go after what you want. And that's what we see here, especially connected to the universe card. Now, the thing here with the Two of Wands is you're taking the time, you're slowing down to analyze things, to look in this direction and to look in this direction and say, okay, what direction do I need to go in? What is the best option for me? Where will I have the most success? And you have big goals, you have big dreams, but you don't need to take action immediately. One of your greatest strengths is that ability to assess things, analyze things, and also listen to your intuition. And from that point, like I feel like you're very intuitive, especially with the Emperor card here. Like something about this Emperor makes me really get that sense of listening to your intuition before making a move. And that's what you're doing here with the Two of Wands. And we have the Six of Wands. I feel like for you, there is no other option than success. Like success is your only option. That's your only option. I feel like if you have a plan and things kind of got to a point where they weren't really moving easily, or things became or started to feel kind of stagnant or something like that, I feel like this is where that stillness comes in and you say, okay, well, I am going to be successful at this. That's not a question. So I just need to reevaluate things. You know how this, the Queen of Cups here, how she's looking at this cup saying, okay, this is what I want. How do I get it? If you come upon problems, that's okay, because you're going to figure it out and you're going to have victory. The Six of Wands is like a victory card, getting what you want, being successful. And in your reading, you got to this point because you didn't give up, because you always saw a way out of difficult situations. We have the Devil card. Very interesting that it's below the Emperor card here. So with the Devil card, I feel like there is no fear for you. You have no fear. You have no controlling thoughts. You control your thoughts. So what I see here with these two cards is that anytime your ego kind of creeps in and may say, oh, but you have nothing over here. How are you going to make your dreams work? So that's like the Devil card coming in here, right? And then with the Emperor energy, that's when we get to the other side of the Five of Pentacles card. And you say, oh, no, I'm going to replace that negative thought with a positive thought, right? So it's like you can always see the positive of things. You can always figure out how to make it work. And you don't give in to fear. Like, remember I mentioned the other people would give in to fear here because they don't see a lot of resources. They don't see, well, how am I going to do anything here? That's not how you work. You don't let those fears get in the way of your dreams. We have the Six of Swords. Yes. So remember earlier when I said, if you're in a situation, which could be really any situation, but I think I mentioned like, sorry, there's a dog barking. I don't know if you can hear that, but I wasn't quite sure what it was. Okay, so if you're in any situation, whether it be a job or a relationship or living conditions, maybe you don't like where you live and you want to move somewhere else. Whatever it is, you're not going to stay there long. You may stay there long enough to figure out how you're going to move forward and how you're going to extract yourself from that situation. But let me tell you, with the Six of Swords, this really confirms what I said earlier. You're not going to be there for long, okay? Partly because you're so independent. You don't have fear of change. So any situation that's not working for you, you're going to extract yourself from it and you're going to find yourself in the right situation. And then we have the Death card. So interesting that you got this card for your last card. Okay, do you remember when I said that I feel like you're the type of person that might reinvent yourself, or someone who might always be looking for that next goal? You're always like, you get to the top of the ladder here and then you're like, oh, that was so fun. Now what? Or you're like, okay, that was fun. Now I'm off to do the next thing. Some of you might also be like, I just got consultants where, and of course this is just an example, but it's kind of like somebody who, the image I'm getting is somebody who helps like companies, who helps like rebuild companies. And then once you get this company successful and you hit that goal, then you're on to the next company. And then you help them build that company and then they're successful and then you go on to the next one. So that is just an example, but it's, you kind of see the imagery that I'm like talking about kind of like metaphorically. And that's what makes me think of the Death card. It's like you accomplish one goal, you do everything you can here, and then you're on to the next thing. Really, this really solidifies kind of everything that I've said in this reading, because it's like you're still and you are processing what you just did, but then you're on to the next thing, right? And you're always on to that next goal. And again, you're not afraid of change here. So in traditional death cards, sometimes the people, or I mean, traditional, in other decks, the death card, sometimes there's a lot of people on the deck, kind of on the ground, laying on the ground, or they're kind of terrified looking up and they're terrified of death. But here, look at how powerful and strong this person is. And this really sums up one of your greatest strengths is that you're not afraid of change. You're not afraid of the next challenge. And see how this person is like thinking about what the next step is? That's you. So that is your reading for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and you can always click on the bell to be notified of future videos if you would like to do that. And if you would ever like to book a private reading with me, you can find the link for my website down below. Hello, pile number 2. You have the Citrine stone. And this is your strength card from the Unfolding Path Tarot. And I'm going to go ahead and put this back in your tarot deck so that we can look at that later. But we are going to start with your oracle cards. Spirit, what is pile number 2's greatest strength? Speak your dreams. Interesting. So what I see with this card is that you have a lot of dreams, you have a lot of things that you want to do in your life, and I feel like you're great at manifesting those dreams. I feel like you really know what it is that you want to accomplish in this life. You speak it out into the universe, and then you make it happen. You just manifest what you want. And I feel also that sometimes things happen in mysterious ways for you. I feel like for some of you, you may have a certain plan, and then the universe kind of has a way of giving you what you want, but with a twist. Okay, so kind of like saying, I want this. And then the universe gives you this, but it's like it's slightly different, or along the way your path kind of took a little turn over here and you're still ending up at the same place, but maybe with different elements attached to it or something like that. And it actually ends up being so much better than it would have been if your original plan would have gone 100% according to the plan. So that's what I see here. So very interesting so far. Okay, what else can you tell us for pile number 2? And also another thing that I got is that I feel like for some of you, you may be a little resistant at first when things don't go completely to plan, but I feel like one of your strengths is kind of okay, and easing into how your plans kind of shift just a little bit. And then you see, oh my gosh, turn out so much better because that one little thing happened that was different than your original plan. Oh, how interesting you have structure, because this is kind of what I was just talking about. And that last little bit that I just told you about actually came to me when I was shuffling, and then it was like right when I stopped and I was going to turn this card over. So that's really interesting. So with structure, if you look at this, how some of these structures here are upright, but then you look here, how some of them have changed a little bit. And this dragon's kind of like, oh, what happened here, right? So this goes along with what I just said. But can you see this here? This one here, it's like there's a little mark on here, on the stone here. And it's like seeing how perfectly things turn out when you just kind of go with the flow a little bit. So I feel like that's really one of your strengths, is when life sends you curveballs, when you're pursuing your goals, that you can say, oh, well, that's interesting. What does that mean? And then you kind of say, okay, well, let's just go with it then. Let's just see what happens. So that's what I see with these 2 cards. Let's look at your other oracle cards. Okay, so for pile number 2, what is pile number 2's greatest strength? Focus. Do you see how, look at, because this one in particular reminded me of a crystal, but look at this. You have like all these crystals here. So again, I feel like you're going to accomplish your dreams no matter what. And I feel like you have this ability to look at curveballs, to look at things and say, okay, so basically what I get with the focus card is that when something on when you're trying to accomplish your dreams and your goals. You speak it out into the universe, and then you take active steps to make it happen. And in your mind, it was going this way, and then life throws you a curveball and it kind of curves over here a little bit, but you're still going toward your goal. Instead of being right here, you're right here, right? So you're still achieving that goal, but this little thing kind of created a little curve, right? And so even though that may happen sometimes in your plans, you stay focused. You don't go off course. You don't get stressed out. I mean, you might for a little bit, but then you say, well, you know what? There must be a reason why this happened. And then you're back to being focused and being focused on your dreams and what your goals are. Flow. Yes, you don't lose your flow. You keep going. You don't let anything get in the way of what you want to accomplish. And with this card, I don't know if these are like clouds or fog or something here, but it makes me think of what I just said. When life throws you a little curveball, when your plans aren't 100% going the way that you thought they would. Let's say they're going 98% or 99% according to plans. Even if they're going, if you have a major curveball and it's like you're going 50% according to your plans, I feel, because you see how this river kind of curves here and then curves a little bit. It's like you just kind of go with the flow. You don't let these little things get in the way of what you want, which is really cool. You just almost feel like you take a deep breath and so you were looking at things this way, then you take a deep breath and you shift this way to the way that your path kind of curved over here. Does that make sense? Okay, let's look at your tarot cards and see what else we can find out. And your strength card is back in the deck. Okay, what is pile number 2's greatest strength? Oh, interesting. So you have the 4 of Cups. Yes. So when life throws you a curveball, instead of you getting really anxious and giving up on your dreams, you sit and you kind of meditate, you stay grounded, and you evaluate things, you look at things, you say, okay, well, this cup fell over, kind of like, remember I pointed out how this structure here, this beam, whatever you want to call it here, kind of fell over, and so did this cup. And you say, huh, okay. And then like this person is like this dragon kind of looking up here like, well, that fell from here. So why did it fall? What is the meaning in that? Should I do something different? You know what I mean? So it's like meditating on things instead of panicking. And then once you get a clear idea of what has happened, then you're going with the flow. But you're staying focused this whole time. Okay, what else do we have? Temperance, yes, you're staying balanced. You're saying, okay, well, number 1 and number 2, I thought those two were going to work together, but it turns out that wasn't the best option, right? So you have 1 cup here and 1 cup here. So 1 and 2, those didn't work together. So let's see. Now let's start. I have this cup and what else goes with that cup? So it's like not getting caught up in what doesn't work. Okay, not getting caught up in what doesn't work, but thinking and focusing on what will work. That's what I see here with the Temperance card. Excuse me. Okay. So we have the Queen of Wands here. So with the Queen of Wands, this is someone who, so what I get with this card in your reading is that, like I've been saying, if you have a situation that happens where there's been a pause in something. You never give up on your goals. You never lose that enthusiasm for what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You just keep going, and you know in your heart that you're still manifesting, and you know that it's still going to happen for you. It might be a little bit different than what you initially thought, but you know it's still going to happen. I love how your cards are lining up. So you have the Ace of Swords here. With the Ace of Swords, this is a great idea. This is a brilliant idea. This is you being able to think pretty quickly also, is what I'm getting here. And even bigger than that, what I'm getting here with your greatest strength and the fact that you can still kind of go with the flow when things don't go exactly according to your plans. You look at things instead of saying, oh, well, that's it, I have to give up now. Instead of doing that, you say, okay, well, let me think how I can make it better. That's what you do here. And that is exactly why you will manifest your dreams, because you don't give up, because you say, well, you know what? I bet what fell away here wouldn't have been perfect. It wouldn't have been the perfect match that we have in the Temperance card here. So you come up with something better. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Yes. The Wheel of Fortune. Something fell away that wouldn't have manifested your dreams as big as you want them, right? So you just, when you're pursuing your goals, you seem to have such a positive outlook on things where you're very, very determined. You know that it's going to happen. But also, when pieces of your dreams, pieces of your goal, when little pieces don't fall in line perfectly, you know that there's a reason for that. You kind of have this feeling of almost like fate or destiny, whatever you want to call it. And I know those are two different things, but you just kind of have a way of brushing it off. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to think about things and analyze things, because I definitely see that here, but you don't let it get to you. And if you do start to get stressed about things, I feel like you will really do something to cleanse your energy and then refocus. Like maybe take the rest of the day off, go out for a walk or a swim or something like that. And then you come back the next day or maybe even later that day and you're refocused. Okay. So we have the Three of Pentacles. Well, first of all, you're very dedicated and you don't care how long it's going to take for you to achieve these goals. You're never going to give up. You have this great vision in your mind of what you want to see happen. You're always being productive. You're always working on your craft, on your goals, whatever it is, right? It's like your brain's always thinking, always thinking, always thinking, always producing ideas, always. If one thing doesn't work, you try something else. If that doesn't work, you try something else. And then your ideas kind of come together and all of these elements come together. And then you can see your success. You can see how staying productive and staying dedicated starts to bring things to life. And it's like with this ability that you have to keep going when things don't go exactly according to plan, it's like you see what I see here is almost like, and I don't know if this is how the card was intended, but I see like this person down here has this vision and it's coming to life up here. That's what I see here. And that's how I see you pursuing your goals. Does that make sense? Pursuing your goals, never giving up, and it having like a kind of like, so you do this one thing and this didn't work, so you change this thing, right? And so because you did it that way, it's like going down the line of things that you can't even see yet and having an effect on all of these other things, where it's making each little element in your plan even better than you initially could have thought of. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, then we have the Sun card here. And let's move these up a little bit so you can see your cards down below here. Okay, so you have the Sun card. This is your dreams coming true. Look at how happy this person is. This is you staying happy and staying focused even when things don't go exactly according to plan. This is you manifesting your dreams, speaking it out into the universe and knowing that it's going to happen, knowing that the universe has your back and that the universe is working with you to make your dreams happen. This really embodies that positive energy that I was saying I see with you, where something might kind of take you back for a minute or two, where you say, oh my gosh, why did that happen? Now that kind of sets me back on my plan. But then slowly, I see like slowly the wheels turning in your mind, and you say, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to make it even better. And it's like this positive energy that you have. So that's part of one of your greatest strength, is this kind of unwavering positivity in getting what you want and making what you want happen, and never losing focus of that positive energy. The Ten of Wands. Even when things feel impossible, you don't give up. It's like you look at things differently than some other people do. You say like, well, this is going to be very, very difficult, but you kind of take it one step at a time, one step at a time. So as you're dragging this big heavy bag up the stairs, and again, look at that. These are crystals. These are like long crystals here. So you have the crystals here. And remember I told you initially these remind me of crystals? So each step you go, I feel like, especially when things are very, very difficult for you, where other people may have given up, each step, you take a step, and then you take a breath, and if you need to, you will cleanse your energy. And then you take another step. If you have a negative thought, if you have a thought of, oh my gosh, I cannot make it up the rest of these steps, you will take a deep breath, kind of cleanse your energy, and you're going to replace that negative thought with a positive thought. I've already gone up 2 steps. I only have 8 more to go. You know what I mean? So replacing negative thoughts with positive thoughts. The Knight of Wands. Having that spirit, especially right below the Queen of Wands, that spirit of nothing's going to get in my way. I may have obstacles along the way. I may get tired along the way. I need to figure out things along the way. Certain things might not work out according to plan along the way, but you don't give up. You keep that ambition and that drive. It's alive. It's like this force within you. It's like this fire within you that cannot be put out. And problem solving. That's what I get here also, is solving any problems, something that didn't work out for you. Sitting still, looking at it, analyzing it, figuring it out, and then feeling even more inspired by the fact that you figured it out. So I feel like for you, challenges inspire you even more because you figured it out. So figuring things out for you is like a victory in itself that kind of fuels the fire to move forward. Then we have the Page of Swords. Oh, look at that, right below the Ace of Swords. Yeah, so when things don't go exactly as you thought they would, your ability to stay positive when things like that happen allows you to see this book here, allows you to kind of say, okay, why didn't that work out? Will this work out? What would work better? And so instead, you just stay positive. You say, okay, well, I'm just going to figure it out then. And because of that, Spirit is blessing you. Spirit is not only blessing you by bringing your dreams to life, by helping you manifest your dreams, but Spirit is helping you make it so much better than you even imagined in the beginning. And we have the Two of Wands. Yes. So with the Two of Wands, it's like figuring out what is the best direction for you. And some of this reading does remind me of pile number 1, if that interests you. If not, then that's fine. Just stick to this reading. But it's like you knowing, you holding the world in your hand and you saying, okay, this is what I want to do. And then taking the time to sit and think, this is my dream here. Where is the best place? What is the best move forward? Should I do it this way? Or should I do it this way? And with this particular Two of Wands, I'm feeling like this person already looked at this wand here and really thoroughly looked at the options with this wand and the world here. And then decided, no, you know what? I think this works better. I'm going to go with this one here. And then I feel like, this goes along with you and your greatest strength, where you have this ability to analyze things, to really think about things from a logic perspective with like your intuition. So it's like a blend of the two. And then moving forward, making a decision and moving forward with it with confidence, with determination, knowing that something, unexpected might happen, but if it does, you're just going to deal with it. And it's not going to stop you from where you're going, especially because this person seems to be ready to take on the world, ready to go for a run. Because you see here, this person's wearing running shoes here in this card. And then here, it just makes me feel like there's a progression, right? From having the idea, which of course that's what we see with the Two of Wands, and then putting that idea into action and having your running shoes on and ready to literally run with your ideas. And we have the Lovers card. So with the Lovers card, very interesting. Oh, let me move these up so you can see the bottom here. So with the Lovers card, sometimes with the Lovers card, there can be a sacrifice to get the perfect solution, a sacrifice to get exactly what you want. So that just goes along with everything that I've said so far, where sometimes to achieve your greatest goal, maybe even bigger than you had originally imagined, sometimes you have to sacrifice a piece of your plan, right? So that can be replaced with something even greater that we saw here. And I really feel that one of your strengths is that you stay positive during those moments. You don't let that get you down. You stay positive, you clear, if you did have a negative thought, if you did feel like, ugh, why did that happen? I was on a roll, I was getting things going, things were going pretty quickly. And then you had like the Ten of Wands here and things kind of came to a grinding halt. But you were able to say, you know what, it's okay. It's actually not that far to get to the top of the stairs here. And so that's like how your ability to look at things like that. That's where the sacrifice comes in, and your ability to say, you know what, it's okay. It's going to be fine. It might even turn out even better. And then it does turn out better, right? And then you have the Lover's card here, which is where everything is perfect, everything is flowing perfectly, and your dreams are coming true here. So that, I feel, is one of your greatest strengths. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can always click the bell to be notified of my future videos if you would like to. And if you would ever like to book a private reading with me, you can do so on my website, which is linked down below. Hello, pile number 3. You have the zebra agate, and this is your strength card from the Light Seers Tarot. And I'm going to put this back in your tarot deck so that it will be in there when we look at your tarot cards. And we're going to start off with your oracle cards. Okay. For pile number 3, can you please tell us what is pile number 3's greatest strength? Meditation. Ooh, that's really cool. So I feel like your greatest strength has something to do with staying grounded. And I also feel like, especially with these 2 moons here, I feel like you might be very, very intuitive. And then you have the crystals here. So I feel like you really have the ability to clear your mind, clear your body, and really focus on yourself. I feel also like this has something to do with you really taking care of yourself, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health, and really kind of putting yourself first. I really get that here. I don't know. I feel for some of you, you kind of learned that along the way. I feel like for some of you, that wasn't your strength before, but after going through certain experiences in your life, you've kind of come to a point where you're saying, nope, it's me first. I need to take care of myself first. I need to take time out for me. I need to heal myself. I need to focus. I need to figure out what my goals and dreams are. And then I can invite other people into my life. So I'm getting that for some of you. That's coming up. We'll see what else comes up as we go along here. Let's get another card from this deck for you. What else can you tell us for pile number 3? Inspiration. Interesting. So far, some of the elements of all 3 piles there's like certain elements that kind of run through all 3 piles. But here, so what I'm getting with your card is that I really feel like some of you in the past were either taking care of somebody else, or you were in a job you didn't like, or you maybe were in a relationship that may have ended, something that could have ended that wasn't your choice, or it could have been not the right situation for you, or I feel like there was something that was distracting in this pile's life. Whether it was, I mean, you could have been helping a relative who was sick. And so because of that, you didn't really have time for yourself, or you could have been focusing on a relationship or focusing on a job, or, you know, whatever it is. It seems like in this pile, there was something distracting you so that you weren't taking the time for yourself. Whether that thing distracting you was positive or negative or whatever it was. Maybe even for some of you, you had children and they were your main focus, and now they're grown, now they're in college, or maybe have their own families now. And so now you can focus on yourself, because I'm really feeling like for some of you, And maybe most of you in this group, you're saying, you know what, now it's my time. Now I'm going to take time for myself. And because you're doing that, and because you didn't do this before, this is becoming your greatest strength. And because you're doing that now, you're saying, oh, what do I want to do now? What inspires me? What do I, where do I want to put my focus now? Now it's time for me. What do I want to do with it? So that's what I'm getting so far. Let's look at your other oracle cards. What else can you tell us for pile number 3? Pile number 3's greatest strength. Reciprocity. You know what I get from this card? Even though reciprocity is like kind of a give and take, I'm feeling like a lot was taken from you. And so you were giving, and you weren't giving to yourself. That's what I get with this card. Like maybe the reciprocity was lacking in your life. And now it's time for you. It's time for you to focus on you, and it's time for other people to allow you to focus on you. So let's say, like, for some of you, if you were in a relationship, and let's just say that your partner was going to school for something that was a really difficult program. Maybe it was expensive. Maybe you couldn't pursue your dreams because your partner was pursuing their dreams, your partner, spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And so now that person has finished that program and they're working and there's more income flowing in. And so now it's time for you to pursue your dreams and your goals. And that has become one of your greatest strengths, because you're saying, okay, now I'm going to focus on myself. And now that you've been given the opportunity, it's kind of like growing into this superpower, is what I'm seeing so far. What else? Okay, this card definitely wants to come out. Ooh, look at that. You have voice. You're finding your voice. Your cards are just so flowing so well. It's just so fascinating to me. So voice. You didn't really have a voice before because you were taking care of someone else. You were allowing someone else to pursue their own dreams. You were raising your children, whatever it was. It doesn't have to be something negative. It's just that you weren't thriving in your own right. Does that make sense? So let's say that you were raising children, and that was one of your dreams in life, to have children and have a family, or whatever. And so that's what I'm saying, where this doesn't have to be a negative thing. Like, that is something that you wanted to do in your life. But that had something to do with other people, right? Because your main focus was on your children and their happiness and their growth and their dreams, right? Now it's time for you to focus on your own dreams. It's time for you to find your own voice. It's time for you to speak that into the world. And I think that this is becoming such a powerful strength of yours, that it's going to be just this amazing kind of like force that you become. I feel like your inspiration has no limit at this point. So I hope that makes sense for you. Let's go ahead and look at your tarot cards, and your strength card is back in here. Oops. We didn't even shuffle yet, so I'm going to put that back in there. Okay, so what else do you have for pile number 3? What is pile number 3's greatest strength? The Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. Okay. Exactly what I've been saying. You are becoming the Queen of Pentacles. Look at how strong this Queen of Pentacles is. This Queen of Pentacles is sitting there getting grounded and meditating on the pentacle. Figuring out, and see the branches coming out here, figuring out what you want to do now. This is your time now. Okay. And the examples that I gave earlier are just examples for something that can be going on in your life. I like to give examples so that you can kind of get a visual and kind of get like a metaphor for what might be going on in your own life. But this is who you're becoming. This is your strength. This is your main strength right now is the fact that you made it through whatever you were doing before where you couldn't focus on your own dreams. And now that you are being given the opportunity to pursue, you know, something that is truly a part of your soul, that's your strength, focusing on yourself now. Here's your strength card again. Look at that. It's like this, how do I say it? It's like this quiet, calm manifestation of your dreams, finding your power again, reconnecting with this spark this spark that drives you, reconnecting with that kind of fiery inspiration that you have, right? And wanting to pursue that, but also taking the time to meditate, taking the time to think about how exactly you're going to make that happen. And I think also taking time doing things that inspire you and kind of letting that energy feed your soul and feed your own dreams and feed your own desires moving forward. We have the Seven of Swords. Very interesting. So this Seven of Swords to me represents whatever this situation was before that was holding you back from you pursuing your own dreams. Now, it doesn't have to be as negative as the Seven of Swords can sometimes seem. It's more just kind of showing, especially this card, when you have the sun shining down here, kind of showing you that now it's your time. Now it's your time to shine. Now the spotlight is on you, and also feeling comfortable knowing that it is your time, that it's okay to take this time for you to shine. Does that make sense? So kind of coming into your own personal power, that is what your strength is. And we have the Temperance card. Yeah, so finding balance in your life. Again, for some of you, I feel like you may have been in a situation that may have been a little bit taxing on your energy, taxing on your mental health. For some of you, I feel like some of you are taking care of a family member or a friend, someone who may have had some health issues, something that was stressful along those lines. And that's not all of you, that's just some of you that I'm getting here. And so it's taking the time to meditate, taking the time to yourself to kind of heal that energy and finding balance in your life again, coming back to yourself. And this could also be, you know, if you were raising children or whatever it is. This is finding yourself again, figuring out who you are and what you want to do with your life, and doing that with great success. And then finding more, just like a balance in your life where you can still take care of other people, but you need to take care of yourself too. You can still help other people pursue their goals, but you still need to listen to your own voice and your own calling while you're taking care of these other people. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, so this really takes me back to, it's your time to shine. something about the situation that you were in before when it was like all consuming, something about that. And again, it doesn't have to be a negative situation that you were in. For some of you, I think it was a negative situation, something quite emotionally taxing. And for others of you, I feel like it was just part of your life. It was just, like a phase in your life, or, you know, raising children, and kind of like, let's say you raised your children and then they left the house, and now you're an empty nester and you're kind of feeling a little bit lonely or a little bit lost. And what I see here with the Eight of Cups is, no matter what your situation was, of course, these are just examples that I've given, no matter what the situation was, you're walking away from it, even if it was something positive, like raising your children. But what you're walking away from here is the lack of focus on you, the focus on other people. And you can still focus on other people, but now you're walking away from not listening to your own voice. You're being inspired, and you're actually going to be able to pursue what you want to pursue. Remember, the sun's shining down here, and here the sun's coming up, about to shine down on you. So somehow or another, you outgrew a situation, or a situation outgrew your life. And again, this doesn't have to be something negative. It's just kind of the cycles of life that are changing. And so what I feel your greatest strength is with this card is having the ability to adjust to that change. Okay. Meditating, listening to your inner voice, and figuring out, what do I do now? And then pursuing that dream that you have. The Four of Wands. Yes. So celebrating changes. Celebrating that you are beginning something new, that you have found your voice, that you are feeling alive again. Look at how happy and joyful these people are. Dancing, having fun, playing an instrument, just living life, and really, really focusing on like kind of just joy and happiness, and bringing things into your life that are going to make it feel fulfilling, and starting this new phase of your life with really a strong foundation, because you're taking the time out to meditate and kind of having a sense of stillness and balance, and listening to your intuition, figuring out what is the next step, figuring out what inspires me, what makes me feel alive, and then pursuing that. So that's what I see here with the Four of Wands. And then we have the Three of Cups. Let me move these up a little bit here. So with the Three of Cups, this is a celebration. This is other people. Remember with the reciprocity card here? This is other people celebrating you, pursuing your dreams, pursuing your goals. Other people being happy for you that you're taking time for yourself. And this is making progress on whatever it is that you're pursuing. And just really being in the moment. Being in the moment, celebrating you. Because I don't think that you've had time to do that recently. And maybe other people didn't realize that you weren't doing that either. And so I feel here that you will have a support system around you, especially with the reciprocity card here, that people in your life will be supporting you and will love this inspiration that you have, and that they will also love that you found your voice and that you are continuing to grow as a person, because it's like they're going to see this inner light in you. They're going to see this strength within you to accept change and to pursue your goals. Even though that might be a little bit scary for you, it's kind of like you have the ability to, like, part of your strength comes from sitting with your feelings, understanding this may be a little bit scary for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. We have the Six of Wands and being successful doing it. So your strength comes from, again, listening to your intuition, staying grounded, especially during times of change, and not being afraid to share your voice, not being afraid to share your talents, and really enjoying the limelight, enjoying the fact that it's time for you to pursue what you want to pursue. Because some people will feel uncomfortable with that, or they'll feel like, I shouldn't speak up and say that I want to pursue something now. Now it's my time. But that's your strength. Your strength is being inspired and not being afraid to put yourself out there and to show people what you can do, and being celebrated for that. The Queen of Wands. So you have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And don't get, again, I always try to point this out, don't get caught up in gender. We're looking at energy here and not gender. Okay, so Queen of Wands, this is finding your inspiration again. So with the Queen of Wands, I always feel, well, not always, but sometimes I feel with the Queen of Wands that there was kind of what I said in the beginning of the reading, that there was something going on in your life that was preventing you from 100% pursuing your own goals. This is an inspiration card. This is being inspired again about something. Maybe you put something on the back burner because maybe you put your career to the side as you raised your children, or you put your career to the side as you took care of your parent who is aging, or something like that, right? This is you coming into your power. That's what your strength is finding that power and celebrating you and celebrating what you want to do with your life now. We have the Empress card. I think patience. I think you have a lot of patience as well. And I think that so that probably goes in as one of your greatest strengths. The fact that you had patience to wait for your time. And it is your time now. It's your time to shine. It's your time to literally give birth to your ideas, to your dreams, your goals. And I feel like going along with your greatest strength, it's like you knew that you had to put something on pause for a minute. And it doesn't have to be like, 18 years of, not all of you had children and had to put your dreams on hold for that whole time. It's not all of you. For some of you, it was like a shorter period of time. But to some of you, it may have felt like the same time length. Does that make sense? And because it's all relative to your own situation. But this strength comes in the fact that you never gave up on your dreams, on your goals. You always had that within you. You never gave up on it. And now that it's your time to bring these things to life, or, your dreams, your goals, it's like you are a power. Look at how strong and powerful this card is. And look at, she's, manifesting. She's saying, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to bring it to life and making it happen. The Fool card. I love it. This is you not being afraid to pursue your dreams. This is you knowing that this situation that you were dealing with has come to an end, and you being confident and knowing that things are changing now and it's your time. So moving forward with a dream that you have, having this ability to like to start something new, to deal with change, you have to be strong in general, right? But like it's like you never gave up on your dreams. That's like the core of your strength here, is that going through difficult times, dealing with external factors, family, friends, job, you know, whatever the situation was, you never gave up on your dreams. So it's like you never gave up, you always held on to that, and now you have this immense strength in bringing these things to life. We have the Four of Swords. So with the Four of Swords, this is a card of rest. And so I feel like, especially when we started with the meditation card and we're ending with the Four of Swords, and you see the heart here, it's like, even though you were taking a time out, even though you were selflessly helping someone else or allowing someone else to pursue their dreams first, you are still holding on to your dream. You are still holding on to who you are. And you have this great ability to not feel resentment, to know that your time will come. And also I feel like know that divine timing might have also been a factor here. Knowing that when the time is right, you'll be able to pursue your own goals. And so it's like your strength is like holding on to your dreams and your goals. And then when the time is right, knowing when it's time for you to pick up and pursue your own thing, pursue your own voice. Does that make sense? I hope it made sense. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you want, you can also click the bell to be notified of my future videos. And if you would ever like to book a private reading with me, you can do so on my website, which is linked in the description box below.